record. So now we start to record. So yes, we have two parts to the intention this evening. The one is fear, which I think many of us have felt at least in moments in the last few weeks. And the second part of this is pleasure. And pleasure is something that we can use like a practice. You know, this is not pleasure like to just not care. It's actually because we are caring that we can feel this pleasure, because we pay attention. And because we pay attention to the fear and we don't dismiss it. So in this introductory time seated, I want you to start moving your gaze in your body and just seeing where you feel any kind of tension, or where you feel some kind of clenching or holding, or where you start to have a feeling that you might be holding some kind of fear. And this can be a different place for you today than maybe it is yesterday. It could be sometimes in the lower back, if you feel like you have a lot of pain or tension that reaches this area. It can also be in the front of your chest, in your lungs, in your heart, in your throat. Maybe it's in your head. But wherever you feel like you find this fear, try to place your hand on the spot and give yourself some amount of comfort. And as you begin to develop a relationship to this fear, then try to see and become more precise about what this fear is about. So, are we afraid of getting sick? And if we get sick, are we afraid of suffering? Or are we afraid of maybe dying? Are we afraid of our life ending? Are there things that we haven't done yet that we want to do? Or maybe we're not afraid of any of those things, and we're afraid of there not being enough time in the day. Maybe everything always feels like there's a pressure to do something else. Whatever you think the flavor of this fear is important to notice, because this will help us be in relation to this. So, if you have landed on an area in your body that you feel you have the fear, sort of, you're holding it, like you're giving it a hug in a way. Now I want you to start to deepen your breath and be breathing into this area. So here we can activate the Ujjayi breath. This is breathing in and out through the nose. You can rest the tongue on the top of your mouth. It's like starting an engine inside of you. A long, deep, slow inhale. Spreading the ribs from side to side. And then long, full exhale. Allowing the body to become smaller. Deep, full, long inhale. And then letting go, releasing the exhale. Breathing in 3 more times on your own breath. Feeling your jaw relax as you breathe in. Your sit bone and your tailbone grounded down as you exhale. lifting the chest up as you inhale, and rolling the shoulders back as you exhale. One last full breath in, and full breath out. Bring the hands together in front of your heart now. And just bow for one moment to yourself. This is a little gift that we're giving to ourselves, and we can also send this out into the world. So if there's an intention you want to make for your practice, a prayer, somebody you want to send this energy to, you can do that also now. And then opening the eyes, and we're going to come onto your mat, lying flat on your back to begin. Maybe I can do this. I want you guys to see this for a moment before we do it. So this is called a bouncy Savasana. Claudia, you're still with us, yeah? Just not on video?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this, we're going to lie on our back. We're basically creating a rhythm in our body that we're going to try to use to dislodge some of this energy of the fear. So our legs are going to be straight, and then we're going to push out like this with our feet, with the heels on the ground. And you want to create a rhythm in your body that's like this. So if you can feel your nose moving back and forth, then you will have the rhythm. So just take a look for 1 minute while I do. Can you guys see actually?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you can choose to have your arms on the ground by your side, or you can also have them up top. You keep the feet generally with the toes pointing up towards the ceiling rather than going out to the side, because then you lose a little bit of the feeling. So the point is that this is going to move all of the liquids in our body, and we're going to try to use this to dislodge some of the energy of the tension, from the spots that we have just identified. So if you want to keep your connection to this area of fear, wherever it might be, we're going to start trying to move with this into pleasure. All right? So everybody lay down on your back. We're going to do this for about 2 or 3 minutes. So just letting your breath be normal for this, and then starting to find a rhythm. Everybody's rhythm in their body is going to be a little bit different. We will feel the connection of your heels to the ground, and the slight shaking of everything in your body. Let your eyes close and breathe in a way that feels like it is nourishing you. You do not have to stick to the ujjayi in this, but you can just breathe however feels comfortable. After you do this for a while, you might feel a need to exhale through your mouth because you build up a lot of energy. This is totally fine. So allowing this to be a cleansing in your body. Continuing for another minute or two. So if you found a nice rhythm, sticking with it. And then slowly you start to move a little bit softer until you come finally just to a point of stillness. Very slowly coming to still.
And then just lie here for a moment and feel the vibration in your body. Integrate the feeling of this movement. Check in with the spot that you have identified in your body as having either some kind of fear or tension. And take a deep breath into that area right now and exhale to the left. One more time, deep breath in. And then exhale. On your next in breath, bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a very big hug.
Oh.
Yeah, so roll slightly side to side. Hug the knees into the chest. Just feel yourself grounding. You can take either knee into the hand so that you really feel both sides of your sacrum against the floor. And then you can rock the knees towards your chest and back, really grounding the sacrum down. Bring the knees together, bring the arms out to the side in a T, and let the knees come down to the right. Take a full cycle of breath here. We're going to go through a few cycles of this spinal twist. So inhale to come back to center. Exhale, let the knees come to the other side. Another full cycle of breath here. Inhale, come to center. You can help your knees to come up to center if you want. Exhale, allow the knees to go down to the right one more time. Inhale to come to center. And then again, coming down to the right side. So we're going to stay on our backs and do a few different abdominals. For the time being, bring your knees, or bring your feet rather, underneath your knees. And the arms are down by the feet, like we're going into bridge. And we are going into bridge, but we're going to do a bit of a dynamic bridge. So as we inhale, we're lifting the arms up as we lift up the tailbone and lift the torso. The arms come up overhead on inhale. Allow the breath to complete itself in bridge. And then as you exhale, allow the arms to float back down. Keep the buttocks tight. Curl the tailbone up and come down vertebrae by vertebrae. 2 more times like this. Inhale up. Slow motion, curling the tailbone up, lifting the torso, lifting the hips, reaching the ribs towards the chin. And exhale, allow the arms to float back overhead, curling down to the top of the mat, all the way down to the tailbone. One more time, inhale up. Arms come up overhead, hips lift into bridge. Exhale, arms float back towards the legs, curling the tailbone, letting the hips rest on the ground. And clasp the hands behind the head and lift the feet off the floor so that our feet are lined up with the knees and the knees are over the hips. And we're going to take a deep breath into the belly. Hold the breath and curl the tailbone up. So we just feel this little tilt in the pelvis. Exhale, lift the head and chest. The elbows go towards the left and the right leg extends. Pull the belly down. Inhale to come back to center. The shoulders stay lifted. Hold the breath and curl the tailbone up. Elbows go right. Extend the left leg and pull the belly down. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath and curl the tailbone up. Exhale, elbows left. Extend the right leg and pull the belly down. Inhale back to center. Deep full breath. Hold the breath and tuck the tailbone up. Elbows go right. Extend the left leg. Feet are active, so you spread the toes and pull the belly down. You can take a break if you want. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale, hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Shoulder blades are off the ground. Elbows go left. Extend the right leg. Pull the belly down. Inhale, hold the breath. Curl the tailbone up. Elbows go right. Extend the left leg and pull the belly down. Last one, deep breath in. Hold the breath. Curl the tailbone up. Elbows go left. Extend the right leg. Pull the belly down. Last one, inhale deep. Hold the breath. Curl the tailbone up. Elbows go right. Extend the left leg and pull the belly down. Inhale, let the head come down gently. Bring the knees in the chest. Take a full breath here. Exhale through the mouth. Another deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. And then I want you to bring the hands together into Kali Mudra. So this is with your fingers, your index finger together, your thumb together, and your other 3 fingers are wrapped around. This is not so important if you don't know what I'm talking about. But we're going to dive through our legs. So we're going to do some curling up, but this is like our arrow pointing in between our legs. So keep the feet active, spread the toes, and feel all the corners of your feet in the ground. Tuck the chin. So if anybody has any problems with their neck, I want you to support your head instead. But otherwise, we're going to work on strengthening some of the upper chest and the neck muscles. So really tuck the chin in, activate Jalandhara Bandha, if you know this. Take a deep breath in, and then we're curling all the way up. Slow motion, curling up, 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 down a little bit. Come up a little bit more. Down 2 inches. Come up, 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 and then down again. And then we go just a little bit to the left. Arms to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, come back to center. Arms on the right side. In, and then come all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. So you come up to seated. Feet come together into Baddha Konasana. You guys can see me here. Yes. Okay. So Baddha Konasana like this, yeah? And just let the hips open up and shake out just a little bit. Are you guys doing okay? Thumbs up?
Perfect.
Perfect? Okay. Okay. Oh, we skipped an abdominal. So bring your hands on either side of your leg. Bring the knees together. And then hug them into your chest, but you're floating back on your sit bones, so your feet are off the ground. Yeah? Then you activate the feet, leave them off the ground. Yeah?
And then we're going to do with bringing our hands to hold either elbow, like a little bicycle. Yeah?
Okay.
You guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you can do this maybe 10 times on each side. Try to keep your breath fluid and your abs strong, keeping the feet active and making sure to lift up in the chest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Whew. Nice. All right. So, with that said, we're going to work on your Gretchen now, just a little bit. So opening up.
On your what?
Gretchen.
Also, Gretchen.
Yes. So opening your legs up into a straddle. And you want to just work on opening up the chest here. So you brace the hands on top of the knee and just open the upper chest. Yeah? Look up. And then exhale, tilt the tailbone back. So you just come into these cycles. It's like cat-cow, but in straddle. You can also bring the hands in front of you, like on your fingertips if this feels more comfortable. And once you've done this a few times, then try to make some circles. So all the way around your hip socket, like you have the root going from your tailbone into the ground. Allowing your breath to keep flowing through your body. Going from one direction into the other, and then eventually coming forward onto your forearms, or you can also use a block if this is comfortable for you. You can put your chin on it or your head. You'll stay here for 5 breaths. So trying not to collapse down, but to keep the chest open, even if this means that you don't go down as deep. So breathing in and exhaling out. While we're in this static posture, you can revisit the part of your body or the parts of your body that may have been carrying more tension. And as we move into the second part of this theme, it is actually pleasure. So even if this is uncomfortable, where do we find the pleasure in it? So maybe we start to find some dynamic movement in this. If we don't want to move all the way forward, maybe we come over to the side. So you can walk yourself over to your right leg and then come into a side bend over that leg. You can reach the top arm up over. The bottom arm is resting on the ground on the inside of the extended leg. And opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Keep the neck relaxed and try to wrap the shoulder around, so you're really activating the shoulder muscles, activating the armpit muscles. Keep the fingers elegant and long like a dancer's. And then breathing all the way through down to your tailbone. Lifting that arm up, lifting the torso up, opening the heart and coming over onto the other side. Again, extending the top arm up and over in a way that feels like it's giving you a good stretch. So this doesn't mean going particularly deep. You can also explore with different variations of the arms to find what feels good for you. Deepening the breath into the side ribs.
and allowing the neck to be soft. And whenever you feel some part of your body forming tension, then take a step back. So allow yourself to go deep, but also allow yourself to come back, especially when maybe we start to feel these tensions, these little premonitions. Take a deep breath, lift the arm up, lift the torso up. And as we stand here, sit up tall and pull the abdominals in, lift the chest up. Bring the fingertips behind you and just lift the hips up slightly. Just a little bit. Just see what it feels like to lift, activate the quadriceps, and lift the hips off the ground.
Oh.
The feet pressing out, the toes active. One last time. And then bring the legs together. And yes. How are we doing? Okay. Moving into just a little bit more here, seated before we stand up. So coming into a cross-legged position. As you bring the legs together now, you can bring one leg in front. And we're going to continue to find some of this spine movement. So opening the chest forward. On the inhale, exhale, rounding back, stretching out the arms.
How do you have your legs now?
They're cross-legged.
Ah, okay.
Yep, so just normal seat. So just 3 or 4 times. So we're working on this whole area, the torso, the pelvis. So once you do a few of these cat-cows, then you can start circling, same as we did in the straddle. So we're really finding our root while we're finding some of this dynamic movement. Allowing your breath to lubricate in between each vertebrae. Just seeing what feels good to you. Find the pleasure. And then as you're ready, coming forward into a forward fold, let the forehead relax. Let the head hang or let it rest on the ground. You can also use a block here. So forward fold over the cross leg. 2 full breaths in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Feel your ribs expand and exhale. And inhale, keep the head heavy and the chin tucked and press yourself back up. Switch the cross of the legs, so bring the other leg forward. And we're just going to do a very brief repetition. So give yourself a couple of rounds. Circle one side and the other. Coming forward with the cat, arching the back, looking up. And then coming back with the cow, letting the arms lengthen. And then inhaling to come forward into the forward bend on this side. You're opening up the hips and the hamstrings and some of this stuff. Yeah. And just let yourself be supported by the ground. As your next inhale, shifting forward and coming onto your hands and knees. If you need to walk back on your mat, often some padding underneath my knees. So make sure your knees have padding underneath them. And here, we're going to also continue to explore the cat-cow. So now you have the full range of motion of your spine. So coming forward, coming around, keeping the fingers very widely spread so you can feel every part of the finger and the hand on the ground. And then playing around, maybe you want to do some shaking motions from side to side. Again, finding what feels good for you, because we want to respect the fear and the tension, whatever we're holding back. We also want to follow the pleasure. So follow what feels good. So after a little bit of shaky, shaky, we're going to stand back into downward dog. Press your feet into the ground, spread your fingers, spread your toes. You can pedal your feet back and forth if you want. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. And on your next breath in, walk your hands forward. Let yourself hang in a forward fold. Either hand takes either elbow. Let the head hang. We're just going to bend one knee and then the other. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? So you just bend one knee and then the other goes straight. So we're stretching out the hamstrings. Let the head hang. So no tension in the neck. And just kind of swaying from side to side. We're inviting in some more water, some more liquid energy into our body. Let our breath be like this fluid flowing through all of our tissues. Release the hands. Let the body be heavy and shake or roll. Find your way up to standing. And then we're going to just do a little bit more of a shake. It's a very cleansing practice that I've tried to organize for you guys. And we want to really release a lot of this energy that we might have been building up in the last time. So just keep the body loose, keep the knees loose. Let the wrists shake. You can move your arms overhead, shoulders. It's really whatever you feel like you need to do for the next couple of minutes. We're going to let this go. Let the body maybe make its requests. And then we're going to slow down and bring the arms in front of you like you're holding a big beach ball. Keep the knees slightly bent, and then slow your bounces down until finally you come to stillness. And we're just staying in this posture from Qigong, this Qi generation posture. So the knees slightly bent, the chest is lifted, arms in front of you like you're carrying this ball or maybe a big bowl of water. We're just going to hold it here for a moment. So we just release some of this energy in our body, and now we're collecting new, fresh energy. Deep full breath in all the way from the lungs down to the organs, into the tailbone. Let your next breath maybe go all the way up into the brain, the breathing into the brain, holding this posture. If your legs start to burn, just thank them. We'll be going out of this in a minute. Taking 2 more full breaths here. Then you allow the hands to come just slightly closer together. So we're going to collect all this energy in, bringing it into our center. Like you're holding a baby, all of this energy, bringing it right into the space underneath your belly button and holding that there for a moment, straightening your legs. Breathing in what you just collected, and straightening the legs, lifting the chest. Opening the eyes, lifting the arms up overhead. Bring the hands together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come onto your fingertips. Exhale, bend and bring the left knee back. Set it down for a lunge. I feel like I need to move the camera so you guys can see me better.
Yep.
Okay, we'll just go for it. So take a deep breath into the lunge, sinking into your lunge here. Exhale, release the hands down. Plant the hands on either side of the foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the front foot and bring it back to meet the back foot. We're in plank posture. Lift up in between the shoulders so that you're active plank. Bring the knees down. Bring yourself all the way down onto the ground. Roll the shoulders back. And then bring the hands forward. It's imperfect first time doing internet yoga. Let's see if we can perfect.
It's good so far.
Yeah. I just have to get you guys so you can see what I'm doing on the mat.
Oh,
Yeah,
Anyway.
very good.
Just
Are you
balance.
doing upward facing dog or are you locust or?
Okay. So, coming with the hands, the elbows underneath the shoulders. Bring the hands forward.
Mhm.
And lift the ribs forward. You can really plant the elbows down and pull the ribs forward. Keep the feet and the legs active. Exhale, release the forehead down. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Roll back. And come back into downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Bring the hand in between your hands. And bring the right knee down on the mat. Coming into the lunge. Taking a deep breath. Exhale, let the hands come down. Bring the back foot to meet the front. Exhale, release into the forward fold. And inhale, roll all the way up. Okay. We're gonna get this, guys. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend yourself to reach. And exhale, bring the right knee back. Inhale the arms up into lunge. And then bring the hands together behind the head. This is called brain cradling. So the hands are clasped. You rest them right on the back of the skull so you can support at the occiput. Take a deep, full breath into your brain as you exhale, sink forward and let the weight of your head rest in your hands. Staying here for 2 more full breaths. Elbows are reaching towards the ceiling. And just relax your brain. Inhale to lift your head all the way up. Bring your hands on either side of the front leg. Inhale to pick that foot up. Bring it back into downward dog. Or actually into plank, sorry. Bring the knees down and come all the way down onto the mat. And this time we're going to bring the hands forward into a wide cobra. So your hands are on either side of your mat.
Yep.
And then you want to pull your ribs forward while you're activating these muscles on the sides behind your armpit. So you see this motion here where I'm kind of wrapping my arms around. This motion is important. Taking another breath in, keeping the legs strong. Exhale, push your chest forward softly. And then release the head down, tuck the toes, come back into downward dog. This time bring the right toes forward in between the legs. Inhale the arms up. And then bring the hands behind the head for brain cradling on the other side. Again, really allowing the full weight of your head to sink into your hands. This is not a huge back bend, but it is an opening in the front of the chest and relaxing of the neck. Full breath in, full breath out. Sinking into your lunge. On your next inhale, lift the head up, bring the back foot to meet the front in a forward fold. Then you'll gently roll all the way up. I think I'm gonna come up with some very funny captions for this like half body yoga that I tried to do. Here we are. Okay. Folding forward one more time. We have about 2 or 3 more rounds with different variations like this. Extend your back long, come on the fingertips, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, bring the left leg back, come onto the knees. And this time we are going to do a twist, so an easy twisting lunge. Coming onto the back knee so that we're really at right angles at both legs. Lift the left leg, or left arm long, and then coming over into a twist. So bringing the right arm on top of the left, and allowing the chest to face the side wall. Try to keep the jaw relaxed and the neck long, not clenching. You can relax the neck if you want. Keeping the breath full. One more breath here. Deep inhale, then exhale to unwind. Bring the hands down. Inhale to lift that leg up. Come back into plank. Again, you can come all the way down to chaturanga if you otherwise bring the knees down, come all the way down. Bringing the fingertips on either side, right on the breast line, on the fingertips here. And this is what I call like a bat wing boat. So you keep the back of the neck long, you're looking down at the ground. Inhale, and lift up the front of the chest here, not the feet, so keep the feet grounded. Exhale down. Inhale, lift the chest, fingertips on the ground, exhale down. Inhale, lifting the chest, keeping the abdomen strong, exhale down. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulders back, come back to downward dog. Take a full breath in here. Then on your next inhale, bring left leg forward through. And coming into lunge again for a twisting lunge. So again, finding right angles with the legs. Bringing the right arm up long. And then coming over to come into a twist. You make a fist with the right hand. So the right elbow goes over the left thigh. Make a fist with the right hand. Take the left hand on top of the right and twist towards the sidewalk. This is also a balancing posture. So you can use your abdominals to help you. You can find a center point. Also, keeping the feet very active will help. Try not to hold the posture by craning your neck around or adding tension, but trying to really soften and find strength through your stability in the core. One more fluid deep breath here. You exhale, releasing the arms down, bringing the back foot to meet the front, and letting yourself hang for a moment. Toes and rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling the shoulders down, inhaling the arms up. Hands come together, your gaze glances up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, folding forward. Coming down to forward fold. Inhale to extend. Exhale, step right foot back. Coming into lunge with the heel to the butt. So this is bringing the back leg towards the bottom. It looks like this. Yeah? If this is really difficult for you with your flexibility, then you can take a strap or some kind of scarf and put it around your foot. If this is quite easy for you, then you can sink deeper into the lunge, or maybe you take your foot with both hands. Try to make sure you have padding underneath your knee. Lifting the hips forward, sinking into a lunge. Opening the chest. And trying to allow yourself to find something pleasurable in this posture. One more breath. Breathing straight into the heart, and exhale, gently release that back leg. Bring the hands on either side of the foot. Spread the toes, pick the foot up. Come back into plank. Bring the knees down and come all the way down into chaturanga. And here, I'm going to, I guess we will skip the roll. We have some exercises in Forrest Yoga where we do stuff with a roll, but I'm guessing that you guys don't have that prop, so we'll ignore that for now. But at the end, let's speak about that for next time. So here we'll do a series of cobra push-ups, a little bit similar to last one, but this time with our hands under the shoulders. So inhale, hands under the shoulders, lift up into cobra. Feet are flat on the tops of the feet behind you, legs are strong. Exhale, pull the ribs forward, come down. It's like a little baby push-up. Inhale up. Exhale, reach the chest forward, separate the ribs, come down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, lift the ribs forward and down. Tuck the toes, relax the neck long. Come back into downward dog. Inhale, right foot comes forward. Left heel comes toward the butt. Doing whatever feels good for you on this side. One arm, maybe you take with both. Sinking the hips forward. Keeping the front foot active. So for the most part, we're trying to keep the feet active about all the time. Also the back foot. Because when I keep my feet active, then this is making sure that I don't just sink into the joints in a way that causes kind of an injury. So we're letting our weight sink into the joints rather than the bones and the muscles that are intended to support them. One last breath here, breathing into the heart. Exhale, gently release. Frame the foot with the hands, look down, and bring the back leg to meet the front. Inhale, extend long, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. You guys are doing really great, thank you. Exhale, coming down. We have just 2 more rounds of this. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring left foot back. This time, actually, yeah, we'll do just one more round. So now we have the left foot back. We're going to come into a three-legged dog with the right foot. So we'll take up the right foot, bring it straight into the air. You guys catch that? So now we're in the three-legged dog. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. The right leg is high up in the sky, pressing into the hands of the back foot. Keeping the breath strong. One more deep breath in. And out. Your next inhale, bring that leg forward into the lunge, and we'll sink into just a simple lunge. Hands come up overhead. Relax the jaw. Let the arms come out to either side, really opening up the heart. Like we're holding 2 teacups of water on either side of us that we can't let fall. Bringing these teacups forward, and then back around. This is total improv here, but this is something with another form of Qigong that I just learning, called teacup Qigong. Okay, bring your hands down on the ground. We're going to come into a standing split. So ground down with the right leg, lift the left leg high in the air. Let the head hang. Keep the belly pulled in. 3 breaths here, full breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. And long breath out. Pulling your belly closer to your leg. And as you release that leg down, coming back into a plank posture, lift the right foot to meet the left in the plank. Coming all the way down, either onto the knees or chaturanga. And then clasp the hands behind the back. Make a fist with the hands. We're going to lift up into a boat. So lift the shoulders and the feet at the same time. Keep the feet active. You want the neck to be long, so really you're looking down at the ground. And you might feel that as you breathe in, your chest lifts, and as you exhale, you come forward, just like a boat. Filling up the lungs and releasing. Last breath in and exhale. Just allow your face to relax onto the ground. Come onto your left cheek and bring your hands onto your lower back. Feeling the breath balloon into the lower back. Check in with how your body feels right now, how your mind feels right now, how your heart feels right now. And then slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders up. Bring the forehead onto the mat. Tuck the toes. Press back into downward dogs. Last one of this series. And then we bring the, what was it, the right leg? No, left leg in the air for the 3-legged dog. No? So your hands ground down, back right foot is on the ground, left leg is extended in the air. Keeping that leg in the air very strong. So activating the quads, keeping the foot active will make it lighter. Inhale, bring the knee forward, coming into lunge. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, let the hands relax down, coming into the standing split on the other side. Lifting up the right leg.
It stopped.
What stopped?
Oh, now everything is okay. No.
Yeah?
Yeah, it stopped for me too, but I'm also in again.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna come with the feet together here. Forward fold. Bend the knees. And come forward just with the knees together, the elbows together, and the hands together at the forehead. From a modified chair pose here. Let the hips sink down. And then straighten all the way up. Let the arms just come out to either side. Couple rolls of the shoulders. Ooh, how are you guys doing? Everybody good?
Very good.
Good.
Very
Yeah?
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
We
I
still
think I
have,
was kicked out, and
who was kicked out?
I was kicked out for a moment. Is everybody there now? I can
Yes.
only see you and myself. Okay, then I can't see everybody anymore, but that's...
I'm
I got
still
my
here.
video out.
Claudia put her video out, but she's still here.
Yeah,
That's what.
but I'm still here, yes.
Okay. Okay, you guys. So we are to
Mm.
just move into this second in Forrest Yoga, we call it B series. So yeah, we're going to continue building up a little bit more heat until we are actually done. I'm going to see if I can. So inhaling, arms come up again one more time. And going back into a chair pose. Let the hips come forward, arms touch the side, and just pull the belly in, lift the chest up. Don't collapse in the heart. So a little while ago in class, we were working on these heart push-ups. So you can even bring your fingertips while you stay in chair, bring your fingertips to your chest and just lift up the chest. You feel movement in the chest.
Mm.
Bring the arms back up and then straighten the legs. And with the hands together in front of the chest, bring the right leg up. Lift the knee into the chest. And then coming back into a warrior three. So balancing here. Finding a point on the ground that you can focus on. Trying to keep your breath steady. And when you feel you need to come out, you come all the way back into warrior one. So for warrior one, I have my hips more or less square. So you want to have enough room between your feet so that your hips are able to point forward. My left leg, my left foot is pointing straight ahead, 12 o'clock. My right foot is pointing at about 2 o'clock, so 45 degrees out to the side. Okay? Arms come straight up. Warrior one. Now we're going to do warrior one also with brain cradling. So you bring the hands back behind the head, lift the chest up, really hold. You can take a nice grip on this bone that's right behind the ear. Take a good grip on the bone there. Let the head relax. Let the neck relax and sink into the warrior. So you'll be feeling this in your legs while opening up in your chest. Deep breath into the heart center. Again, following this relationship between fear and pleasure. So finding what you can do in this posture and finding what feels good in this posture. Last breath into brain. And inhale to bring the head forward. Extend the left arm long. The right arm comes behind. You want to take a hold of the hands together, yeah, if you can, like this. If you cannot, you can take a sock or a strap and bring something in between so that you can get a hold. Yeah, can you guys see this? So, staying in Warrior 1, this is called Lance Dodger. Three breaths here, deep breath in, sinking into the water, exhale. And a deep full breath in, opening the heart, like squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then the next breath, spread the ribs side to side, opening up the center of the chest. And as you exhale, gently release the hands. The top arm comes up, the bottom arm just floats down the back to the back leg. And we make this small reverse warrior. It's not a big back bend, just an easy back bend. Inhale to come up. Bring both hands up overhead. Bring the hands together in Kali Mudra. So it's the fingers, one finger pointing straight up. And then we're going to look up if you can, while we transfer around to the other side. We're coming into Warrior 1 on the side. Readjust so that your hips are squared forward. Arms come up overhead. Relaxing the brain into the hands. Two more breaths here, sinking into the Warrior 1 on this side. Opening up the ribs and the chest and the heart. Give one delicious full breath into the brain, like it's nourishment for the brain, you know? Like giving our brain a nice treat, really a full breath. Exhale to release, bringing the right arm up now. The left arm comes behind to take a hold. Lance Dodger. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Sink the hips forward. Keep the belly pulled in, the legs strong. Breathing in, exhale. And then elegantly letting go. So really trying to find smoothness in the motion, moving into reverse warrior. Imagining you're like a dancer. You're really trying to find the beauty in what you're doing. I guess we'll all see how this looks when we get the video. Okay, bring the hands up, come forward. You can move through a vinyasa if you feel like, or you can come back into a child's pose. So bringing the knees onto the mat, back in between the belly in between the hips, rather. Rest on the ground. Coming up child's pose after you did a vinyasa, finding your way back down. I wonder what someone's doing there. Anyway, okay. Coming to the top of the mat. With the hands there in front of the heart. Gonna inhale all the way up. Exhale, come down into chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend the back long, and exhale, step back, both of them into plank. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, roll back. Release. Coming into downward dog, inhale. Inhale, bring the left foot forward. And we're coming into warrior two. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Okay. So coming into warrior two. And then we're going to try to find a little bit of fluidity. So allow yourself to reach back, forward, back, forward, maybe twisting one palm up, the other one down. And straightening the front leg, coming into triangle. So lifting, reaching out with that top arm to come all the way down. Let it rest wherever it lands. And opening up the top arm towards the sky. Keep the fingers active. Keep the feet strong. The neck relaxes down. Breathing into wherever you find any kind of tension or blockages. Like you're trying to wash through these areas. Softening. Reaching that top arm forward, lengthening, rotating over the front leg. You can bring the back foot in just a little bit, moving into pyramid. If you have trouble with the hamstring, then you want to keep the knee a bit bent. We're going to keep this dynamic at first anyway. So lifting the back heel, coming over the front leg, working our way into the full expression of the pyramid. If you find something that feels good, you can stay there. Otherwise, giving it maybe 2 more presses like this, and then allowing yourself to settle down over your front leg. Opening up the back, hamstring, allowing yourself to submit to gravity. We're going to move into a rotated twisting triangle. If you have a block, you can use it. If you don't, then you just need to be careful as to what your body can do. If you have the block or some kind of prop you can use to put your hand on, then you want to start opening up to the opposite side. If you feel like this is hard on your back, then you can keep a hand on your lower back to make sure that you don't compromise anything. Keeping your breath going strong, you can also open up the top arm towards the ceiling. Try to keep your neck relaxed. Keep the legs pulling in towards each other. And then exhale, releasing that hand down. And what are we doing next? Up. Then bending that knee down. If you have a bind in your practice, so if you can reach under your leg and take a hold of your other hand, then you can do this. If you can't do that, then I want you to just come onto your elbow on the thigh and try to bring the hand around behind. Yeah? Does that make sense for everybody? If you have the bind, then you're welcome to stay here, or you can also come forward and move into bird of paradise. You're going to balance on the right leg, lift the left leg up, keep a gaze at its point on the ground, and then with the feet active, try to straighten the leg, keeping the chest lifted as much as possible. Gently releasing that leg down. Yeah. Okay. And then coming in between here, just in a little bit of a squat. One side, trying to balance. Okay. So yeah, you know Skandasana, this comes from one side onto the other. Good. Let your head. Inhale to come up. Okay. I don't know what else. Does anybody know?
About what?
There's a lot of noise. I muted you and then I unmuted you. Now I'm gonna mute you again.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So now warrior two on the second set. Okay, guys. Arms come up. Coming into warrior two with the right leg forward. Again, finding some space and some playfulness in your torso and in the shoulders. Moving from one side to the other, seeing what feels good. And then straightening the front leg, reaching your body out and coming into triangle. Top arm comes up overhead. Allow the neck to relax and the legs to be strong. Inhaling the top arm long, reaching forward. Opening up the hip and then exhale to roll over the front leg to come into a pyramid pose. You can start by working your way into this dynamically, lifting the back heel, moving into that pyramid posture, opening up the back of the front leg, and then allowing yourself to settle into pyramid, draping your body over the front leg. And then coming into the rotated triangle, so if you have a block, bringing it to the inside of that leg, or you can also go on the outside if you have the flexibility. Again, bringing the right arm to the back, to the sacrum, rotating your chest towards the side wall. Taking a deep breath in, if you feel like you can lift the arm up towards the ceiling. Releasing that down, bending that front knee, and stepping back into the downward dog. And pedaling the knees back and forth like we're running, and we're running down. This one's really fun to do if you happen to use it. And you can also work out whatever might have built up in your hips in the last couple of postures. Inhale to bring the left foot up, and then bring it forward. We're going to make a little bit of a figure eight here. So bringing the left knee to left elbow, to the left ankle, or left wrist, right elbow, like a figure, a square. 2 more times. Right wrist, right elbow, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. Lift it up to the center, and then bring it into a pigeon pose. So let the body settle into the pigeon here. We're going to just drape ourselves over the front leg. In pigeon, you have the front leg with the angle is as much as you can make it towards the front of the mat, but really to do whatever feels comfortable in your hips. If you feel like you want to put some kind of padding underneath your butt here, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm just settling into this for a couple of breaths. Tucking the back toes, lifting the hips up, stepping back into plank. Going to come to the other leg now. So shifting the hips back, lift the right leg. Inhale to bring it forward, right knee to right elbow, right wrist, left elbow. Right elbow, right wrist, left elbow, right wrist, left elbow, and then bring it forward into pigeon. Again, settling yourself over your hip now, settling into the pigeon, letting yourself rest down. Oh my goodness, I just realized we skipped doing the bird of paradise on the other side. Okay, my dears. We are going to bring the back leg to meet the front in whatever way works for you. Opening up to a goddess stance. Going to finish up our standing series here. So settling into the goddess, allowing your hands to come down, to give yourself a little bit of back traction. So you really press the hands into the thighs. The shoulders will rise up. And here we're going to let the hips just sink down. So really find space there in the hips. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. We're going to practice a few rounds of Agnisara. You exhale through the mouth. And then while you're empty, pull belly in and up. And then release. Pull in and up. And then release. In and then release. Inhale. Exhale fully. Pull the belly in, release, in, release, in, and release. We got another full round of breath here. We'll do one more round of Agnisara. So deep breath in. Exhale fully. Pull the belly in, release, in, release, in, release. Stand up momentarily. Shake your body out. And then sink back into the goddess for just a couple more things. We're doing some things with the shoulders here with the bird wing. So bringing the right arm into the body, squeezing the elbow into the side body. Bring the left hand around so you take a hold of the right elbow. You can really feel it in there.
Then just above the left elbow on your back, you'll feel a muscle. And if you spread the fingers and you start to bring that arm out, you'll feel that muscle contract. You want to leave the hand there so you can really feel that muscle contracting, and give yourself 10 pulses coming out. Keep the elbow squeezing in. Sink down into the goddess. Then switching sides, bringing the left elbow into the side. Right arm comes around. Take a hold of the left elbow and then find the muscle that's just above the left elbow, the serratus muscle. And then you want to feel that muscle activating as you bring the left arm out to the side. Giving us 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now bring both into the side and try to do them at the same time, but don't let the elbows leave the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last thing here. Open the shoulders up. Roll them forward. Open up the heart. Roll the shoulders forward. Open the heart up and roll forward. Come all the way forward into the forward bend. Let the body hang over and down onto the ground. Come into a wide straddle forward bend. And you can really just let the body sink down, lengthen the spine. If you have a headstand in your practice, which means that you do it on your own on a regular basis, then you're welcome to add that in here. Make sure you have padding underneath your head and keeping the legs active as they come up. And then just allowing yourself to find maybe some movement in the headstand. Again, only if this feels like it's within your realm of capability. Whatever you're doing, coming down with control. Then bringing the hands, if you're in the headstand or if you're just in the forward fold, bring the hands behind the neck. So we're getting a little bit of neck traction here. Lengthening the neck down, letting the head hang. Even bend the knees if you want. And then slowly let everything go. Rolling all the way up. And then coming to sit for a moment on the ground. Can bring you closer again. Okay. Okay. So people. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So bringing the left knee into the chest. Keep the right knee long, the right leg long. So we're just hugging this knee into the chest, keeping the spine tall. So keeping the dignity and the length in the spine. Just feeling what the breath feels like in your body in this moment. Close the eyes.
And feel both sit bones on the ground, the right heel, the left foot. Continue to breathe. And then lifting up that left leg, open the eyes, and bring it over the right. So you hug it in. Continue to hug it into your chest. One of the things that people have been noticing with the quarantine is that we don't get as many hugs as we normally getting. And this is really sad because we need hugs. So really using this opportunity to give yourself a little bit of love. Coming into a twist here. So allowing that knee to pull into the chest. And if this feels terribly easy for you, you are invited to possibly come into a bind. So you can reach the right arm through and come with the left arm around to take a hold of your hands. Or you can also put something in between, like a cup. Allowing this twist to work to cleanse in between the tissues of your spine. Deep breathing in and exhale. One more breath here. And then you release that and allow that leg to just fold straight forward, the top, the bent leg, so that we have this leg with the foot over the other leg. And now the knees are stacked on top. And the straight leg, keep the foot active, and we're just going to come into a forward bend. This might look very easy, but for people, it's a very big stretch on the back of the straight leg. This is also stretching out the nerves in this leg. So really letting yourself just take this slowly, gently. You can even put a pillow or something on top of your front knee. You can give yourself a little more padding. You can make it a very yin posture. We'll stay here for about 3 or 4 more breaths. So really allow yourself to just relax into it. You might feel some tingling on the bottom of your foot. This is really good for opening up plantar fascia. And then gently pushing back the knee back into the chest, straightening it out long, taking the legs out a little bit, and coming on the other side to do this. Bring right foot into the chest, just hugging that knee in. Lengthening out the left leg, keeping the spine strong. Closing the eyes for a moment and just grounding down and checking back in with what you're feeling right now. What is the balance between pleasure, tension, fear? Is any of this fear feeling still there, or are we just too tired to notice it? And moving into the twist, so move that foot over, hug the knee into the chest, and coming back around into the twist. And if you feel like moving into a bind, you're welcome to do that. Reaching the arm over and through. Taking full breaths in, even when you're in a tight space, trying to Very nice quality of breath. And exhale, lengthening out. Back, breathing in new oxygen into yourself. Exhale out the used breath. One more deep breath in. And then gently release. Let that knee fold towards the other. And coming into a forward bend over the left leg. Again, using whatever props you might feel assist you in this. Try to relax the jaw. Gently bringing yourself up, bringing that top or the other leg straight. We're going to come into a forward fold. And we'll do 2 stages of this. The first stage, I want you to keep your heart really lifted. So really focus on bringing your belly button towards your legs, not your chest. Keep the feet active. So the feet really active in this. And then just reach forward. If this is really tough for you, you find your hamstrings are really tight, you can also take your arms underneath your knees and really keep the knees bent, but so you're bringing your belly button closer to your thighs. And you're also welcome to take whatever props you want on top of your legs to make this like a more yin posture. Once you find that you've reached your full capacity, I want you to just soften. So this is not collapsing, it's softening. See where there is fluidity, elasticity in your tissue. Try to keep the legs rolling in rather than rolling out. And allow yourself to just settle into this very restorative forward fold. Okay. We are coming towards the end of the asana part here. Just a couple more things. Hugging the knees into the chest, cross the leg over the left. We're going to try to just come through on triangle. You bring the hands on either side of your hips, lean forward, lift the knees up, and just come onto your knees. We're sitting on our heels here. And we're going to do 3 rounds of a self-blessing. So inhale, the arms come up overhead, collecting all the energy that's there. And as you come down, you're just going to gently bring your hands over your face, cross your arms, coming onto the shoulders, down into the belly and the knees, and all the way down the legs. Inhale, arms up. Again, gathering the energy around you and just showering it over you. It's like it's water. So everywhere you think you missed last time, try to get this time. Heart, your chest, your ribs, your lower belly, again, your back, your bum, washing all the way down. Inhale one more time, arms up. And exhale, washing over your eyes,
ears, bring the neck, heart, all of your organs, your spine, and then just allowing yourself to come forward into a child's pose. Resting the forehead on. Just staying here for another few breaths. Okay. So from your child's pose, I want you to gently make your way onto your back. So you can push yourself up, let your hips come around. If you have any extra clothing that you want to put on for Savasana time, like socks or a sweater, if you have a blanket, something like this would be good, because we are going to stay in this meditation for some minutes. You don't need to cover yourself up with everything right now, but I recommend having it within arm's reach. So coming all the way back onto your backs on the mat. And settle your back down flat, and then bring your left ankle over your right thigh. You reach in between your legs with your left arm, reach around with your right, so you can take a hold of the right shin. And then you reach those legs in towards your chest. Breathe into whatever feels like it wants breath right now. Making these little small adjustments when your body asks for them is a really good way to develop a respectful relationship with your body. And gently releasing that. Bring the right ankle over the left. Reach the right arm through and the left hand around. Reaching the knees into the body. Breathing into the hips and the lower back. Letting the back of the head be heavy against the ground. We're going to do just 2 rounds of a closing abdominal, which is really good to support the lower back. We did do quite a few little back bends. So you're going to start with your knees over your hips again, and you clasp the hands behind the head. Take a big full breath into the belly. And then as you hold that breath, curl the tailbone just slightly, so you can just feel the sacrum pressing into the ground. Keep the feet active, spread the toes. And then as you exhale, just lift the right leg straight up and curl the head up. Pull the belly down. Inhale straight, or bend that knee. Hold the breath and just press the top rim of the sacrum into the ground. Exhale, extend the left leg and pull the belly down. Feel those abdominal muscles massaging into your back. Inhale, one more on each side. Hold the breath.
curl the top rim of the sacrum into the ground. Exhale, extend the right leg and pull the belly down. Last one, inhale center, curl the tailbone up, press the sacrum in, hold the breath and extend on exhale the left leg. Hold them down. Inhale, release the head, bring the feet together into Baddha Konasana and bring the feet over towards the face. So the hips come off the ground. And then you can just reach the feet down towards the face, however close they might get. If this doesn't feel comfortable for any reason, you can also just come into happy baby. So with taking a hold of the big toes, letting the knees come into the armpits. So finding the spot where this is pleasurable for you. And maybe as we are slowing down here, just beginning to think back to what it was that you were afraid of, or what you could identify as a fear, and how that feels right now. How did the pleasure go? Bringing the knees, releasing the feet down, bringing the knees over the sacrum, and just do little circles over the sacrum. Fear often has a lot to do with our first and second chakra areas, so our roots. When we feel like something's been disrupted in our life, then there can be a sense of anxiety. And I think a lot of us might find that we have moments where we feel totally fine in this quarantine time, and then other moments where we might feel really these surprise anxiety moments, and learning how to navigate that is really important. Okay, if there's anything else you want to do in your practice before we go into our Savasana meditation, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, I invite you to lie down fully. You can put a blanket or whatever you want over you. If you would like to cover your eyes with something, you're also welcome to do that. And just settle into the floor. I'm going to be guiding you in my version of the death meditation. I think Claudia is probably the only person who's familiar with this. I will not be beating a drum, and this is not scary or anything like this. This is really just for us to have an opportunity to really review what we are doing in our life in this moment, and if there are any priorities that we need to shift. So as you're lying there on the ground, I want you to close your eyes and just let everything be heavy. That everything in your body, every cell in your body is made of lead. So at this point, even if you tried to get up, you couldn't. So your feet, your legs, your belly, and your back, your arms and your hands, your shoulders, even your head. It's like everything is this magnetized, heavy version that is sinking deeper into the earth. And as this process of sinking starts to happen, you realize it's a little bit like quicksand.
that you're actually being swallowed very slowly by the earth. And it's happening so slowly that you have a lot of time to look around and see what your life looks like. What is your life? You can't do anything anymore. You can't get up and change something. But maybe right now, as you look around and you see the world as it's beginning to leave, or as you are beginning to leave the world, what are the things that come to you? What sticks out? Is there anything that you really wish that you could do? Or maybe somebody you really want to talk to? Or maybe there's just a really amazing feeling of relaxation and letting go because you don't have to do anything else. And maybe everything that you already did is enough. And maybe even if you wanted to say something to some person, maybe you can just trust that they know what you really meant and what you really wanted to say anyway. And now, as you are continuing to sink down into the earth becomes the more present feeling, and the world is becoming a little bit further away. And how does it feel to become one with the earth around you? How does it feel to be fully embraced by this substance, to become a part of this earth, to lose all of our ideas of who we are and who we think we are and who we want to be? And by now, we've almost sunk into the ground fully, and the earth is beginning to fall in around us. And we have to close our eyes because otherwise we'll get dirt in them. And there's this small feeling maybe of panic that starts to happen when everything gets dark. But in this panic, I want you to look into your heart and I want you to see that there's a flame there. There's this light. And as soon as you shift your focus into your heart, then suddenly everything becomes light. And now you're under the ground, you're in the earth, you've left the world, and everything is full of light. And you don't have a body anymore, so you're not stuck to anything. You could go anywhere, but you're not really anybody. You are a part of everything. And what does that feel like? What freedom or pleasure or fear do you find in that space? Can you let yourself float without trying to do anything?
Suddenly it's like all of the world is just vibrating. And it's so quiet that all you can hear is like the sound of water moving. But it's not water, it's just particles of energy moving all around. Maybe you make a time capsule in this moment. Take a picture in your feeling body of what this space is like. Because just like our life, this too is passing. This space of nothingness. Like a magic entity. And it starts to collect itself. While you begin to once more have a body. And your body for right now is just made of this light. So you have this form, these particles, this light energy moving in the form of your body. And you're still in this space of openness, of nothingness. But it's becoming something, and you are becoming something. Before we become ourselves again, maybe we take just one more moment with nothingness. No gravity and no direction. Nowhere to go. But then there is gravity. And then we are becoming, by the moment, more and more ourselves again. And suddenly we can feel the warmth of the earth around us and the heaviness of our lead-like limbs in this warm earth. And we are being pushed up from underneath by the earth, slowly pushed back out onto the ground and onto the surface. And there's dirt that's falling off our bodies. We again find ourselves lying on the surface of the earth and not inside of it and not nowhere. But maybe inside of your heart, there's still that light. And if you go inside to that very quiet place, suddenly the infinity of nothing that was there before can instantly be everywhere again. And this is your gift from the death meditation. To know that what has died is really just everything that we don't need anymore. And what is left here, what is being reborn by the earth, is who we need to be and want to be in this time. You can put maybe one hand on top of the other on your heart and just feel your heart beating. Because we're still alive, and since our heart is beating, we must go on. So taking a deep, full breath into your beating heart. Exhaling to release. Taking another deep breath into the heart. Allowing yourself to smile if you aren't already, and release. Another breath into the heart, and to just think for a moment, maybe this will give you a smile, about the way the French say, le petit mot for an orgasm. So it's a little death, you know, but you get so much pleasure out of it. So maybe this is something to keep in mind as things die in our life and other things come from them. Stretch the hands up overhead. Keep the eyes closed for the time being and just find some length in your body. Move the fingers, move the toes. You can come up to seated, however feels comfortable for you. So you can roll over to the side. And as you come up, try to keep your head relaxed and lift your head up with your hand. And coming to face center. Can't see all of you, but see you in spirit. Oh, there's a Claudia. Okay. Thank you all very much for joining me. And I wish you all very well in this time. Namaste. Ooh.
Thank you, Liz. It was really nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it was very, very nice. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah. I will sleep like a baby. I can tell you that.
That's good. Yes, now it's just 10 o'clock. So here, actually.
It's already past my bedtime now these days.